about the Murtz Show, because let me tell you, the whole world is talking about your talent. The whole world. They were like, Kathryn and Kent's dance was fantastic. So, tell me about she came on my show last week, and at the end of every episode, I give a challenge. So I was like, okay, for yours, I want you to do a partner dance. And she's like, but I don't have a partner. And then she's like, wait a minute. And she pulls out Kent.
Because I was at Kent's house using his internet, because mine wasn't virtual.
Yes.
So I pulled out Kent, and then he turned on the Jonas Brothers, and we started dancing.
No way! It was pretty epic. It was pretty epic. So let's talk about it tonight. Like for you, obviously you're coming back after a year. What is the feeling like when you come back as an all-star? Is there an added degree of pressure? Because when they call you an all-star, you can't really mess up. You can't be pulling some amateur stuff.
Well, there is pressure. It's a different kind of pressure. Being on the show, your pressure is about yourself, and you don't want to mess up on your own stuff, and you want to look good. You want to do your best. Being an all-star, the pressure is for your partner. I just want to do the best that I can for my partner. Don't want to let them down. So it's a different pressure.
And you want to remove all the selfish, like doubt or worry or fear that you have from performing that just naturally comes, because this is their moment to shine, and so you don't want to take away from it. So I think it teaches us a lot, because it teaches us how to be selfless dancers and to go in there and just really make the most of their moment, because that's what it is. And so by that, I think we have a greater reason too.
I think being an all-star, you're kind of forced to become this role model, this solid, strong person.
Right.
To be that for them, because they're going through a lot of stress. It's up to us to like calm them down, let them know it's gonna be okay, they're gonna live, they're gonna survive, it's gonna be okay. So it's fun to be on the other side.
Do you feel like they trust you more because you went through the process? You know, the choreographer is one thing, but if somebody else did it, then you trust what they're saying, right?
Yeah, the way that we work with them, and I think to have people that they feel like they can relate to us, because we can look at them and be like, I've totally been there, and I know exactly how you're feeling, and it's okay, like it's going to be okay. So I feel like they have a trust because they look up to us, because they know that we've stood there. The choreographers, they also have a trust for as well, but someone who stood in the position that they've been is a completely different story.
You know, they say that there's a thing in acting called like method acting, where it doesn't matter what the material is, you have to just find a way to connect to it. Is that something with like contemporary dancers? Because I always feel like, you know, your routine, I felt like that was your briefcase today. You know, I felt like that was Kathryn's briefcase. So tell me about that. Is that something that's unique to contemporary dancers?
I mean, it's been normal for us. I mean, we see each other backstage now. Before we perform or backstage, we just get into the zone. We sit in our corner, we go over our numbers. Even if we're not partners, we're like hugging each other, we're like talking to each other.
Right.
It's so weird, like just trying to get in the zone, trying to put yourself in a situation. And life has a funny way of making things work out the way it should. Like having a lot of the pieces that I get to have in the show happens at a time in my life where it actually explains it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you're able to kind of dig into those emotions and find the healing, because you have a moment to get it out. So it's pretty incredible. And I'm the same way. Like there was a piece that I did, Heaven, with Robert Roldan, and it was about me going off to war.
Yeah.
And I'm not going off to war, obviously, but to be able to reach back and be like, yeah, but I did move away from home. And I know what that feels like, and kind of digging in there. And the same as tonight, there were so many different things that I was connecting to, whether it was the Holocaust, or it was things in my family, or with friends, or relationships, like whatever it was, and to be able to plug it in and bring reality to the stage. It wasn't a performance, it was reality, you know, so it's like...
Before she first performed the Holocaust piece, I see her in the corner watching videos of the Holocaust on YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see, I just wanted to see their eyes. I wanted to see them explain what had happened. Survivors explain what had happened and what they saw. And more than anything, what they said, it was the way they were looking. And when they told stories, they could see it, and you could see that they could. So it was like, that's what made it real. And I was like, I'm not just telling my story. I'm telling a story for so many people who never had the opportunity to tell one, and that's real. You don't mess around with that. And so that's what I was doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.